Okay, real quick, bare bones. This is how you start editing in Davinci Resolve. I have my media already here in the media pool. Switching to the edit window, I'm going to begin by, I have a fresh timeline. I'm going to begin by doing an insert, edit. That brings in the video here. We'll make sure I see the waveforms. Double check that by clicking here and making sure that box is checked. Okay. Go to the beginning again here. I need to set the playhead here at the beginning. Otherwise, I'm going to keep jumping around. I don't see very much of the waveform, so I'm going to expand the audio track area. I'm going to move forward here to where the beginning of the video, where the video starts. You can hear the audio scrub. Looks like that's going to be a good place. All I need to do is set the playhead, go to trim, ripple start to playhead. That is going to move the beginning of the video to that place where I had the playhead set at. Okay, very good. Now I'm going to begin editing. I think this clip here, that clip there, I am going to edit into a closer view. I'm going to get rid of some of these blank spaces here. So I'm going to zoom in. I am going to set an in point and an out point there, and an in point somewhere over here. Let's drag that in point and that out point. Okay, now I need to make sure that I don't have the clip selected. If I have the clip selected, I'm not going to see the shaded areas. I'm going to click in an empty area of the timeline where there's no track, and then I'm going to press the delete key. That leaves a gap, so I'm going to click on the gap and delete that as well. Now after you do an edit like this, the audio and video are no longer linked, so I'm going to select the video, then shift click to select the audio, right click and do link clips. Okay, so move to the end of that area where I want to modify this clip. Looks like it's right there. Press I for in, press O for out, make sure I have nothing selected, press delete, delete the empty area, and relink these clips. Okay, the ones that come before remain linked, the ones that follow the edit are not linked. I'm going to move the playhead over this section where I want to zoom in on the speaker. If I don't move the playhead over that area, then I won't see it. I'm going to turn on transform, change the zoom so that I can see more of the outside area, and I'm going to change the scale. Drag that out, reposition, and then so that I don't accidentally grab this and move it around, I'm going to disable the transform menu. Now when we play this,
we're going to talk about issues.
Well, let's take a look at this under fit. All right.
We're going to talk about issues and concerns for partial hand and foot amputees. You may be in.
Okay, that looks good. So we're going to move down here to the next section. We're going to wait there. Here's another place where the speaker pauses. I'm going to go to do the should be now familiar editing technique. Doing that. And then let's remove this empty space. Okay, now I want to replace this section with, oops, gotta remember to link those. There we go. I want to superimpose the other camera over this area of the clip. It should snap there at the beginning of the clip. I'm going to press an in point and an out point at the end of the clip. I am going to uncheck these two boxes. So these are where the audio and video are going to end up. So I'm going to check under V1 and under A2 so that the new audio and video come in on separate tracks. Now let me play through this so I can see where I'm at.
Maybe you're a hobbyist or just some weirdo who has a foot fetish. You might.
All right, so Paul says maybe you're a weirdo or with a foot fetish hobbyist. So we're going to look for that in this clip here.
Whenever I'm speaking to a prospective client, you're here. Through years of surprised how many comments I've received, or just some weirdo.
There we go.
Who has a foot fetish.
I'm going to scrub through this a little bit.
Amputees. You may be an amputee, a family or friend researching for a loved one. Maybe.
I think that's the in point.
Maybe you're a hobbyist or just some weirdo who has a foot fetish.
Okay, so I only have an in point selected here. Notice I don't have an out point at all. So I have an in point here and an in and out in the timeline. Let's make sure that out point is directly over that transition. Okay, and so now I'm going to do an overwrite. And because I had the different tracks selected for audio and video, it moved those into different areas. Okay, so now when I play over this,
a loved one. Maybe you're a hobbyist or just some weirdo who has a foot fetish. You might be.
Okay, you might hear a weird echo there. So let's turn off that audio track.
Maybe you're a hobbyist or just some weirdo who has a foot fetish. You might be.
Okay, there we go. Okay, so at this point, the speaker here is going to refer to a bullet point. He's going to say number 1, and he's going to refer to comfort. So we want the effects. I'm going to create a title over this. And I'm going to do a text. So I'm going to drag that in and just drop it right there on top of the other video in this video track. Now it didn't matter that this was checked or not. I could have just as easily had this checked because I dragged it down and dropped it on a specific track. So now we have this title. Don't need to transform. I'll double click on that so we have the inspector for this title. I'm going to move it over here, change it to number 1. Oh, we're just going to say comfort. There we go. And change the size of it. Something nice. I want to select a little bit off-white. Don't ever want anything that is completely white or completely black. I now have the title where I want it, and I can play through.
Number 1 on our list today is comfort.
And that title appears. I'm going to, let's see, make it a little shorter and have it start a little later.
Number 1 on our list today. Number 1 on our list today is
okay. He starts saying comfort there, so we're going to move that.
Number 1 on our list today is comfort. Now, this may seem obvious.
Okay, so that's a little sudden. So I'm going to do some transitions here. I'm going to do a cross dissolve drop that right on top of there. Double click on it to change it. I want it to be less, let's see, 0.4 seconds. That's cool. And then also want to ease it in. Well, actually called ease out is the best thing. Okay, another cross dissolve. Same thing here on the end. Make it shorter. And ease it out. Excellent.
On our list today is comfort. Now, this may seem obvious.
Okay, so now that title moves in and out. That's great. Now I'm going to demonstrate inserting a picture and audio effect for impact in a presentation like this. Notice that the speaker mentions a Halloween costume.
You're probably not going to wear it, and you can just use it as a Halloween prop.
So here's where I want to insert this picture and audio effect. I can make this a lot shorter. It's a 5-second long clip. I only want, let's see, how long is the audio clip? The audio clip here is just over a second. So let's just put just over a second there. And I want to do an out point. And so when I do the insert, I want to make sure that I have this box checked here. Or, yeah, just put it in the same track. And do an insert edit. Now notice the two parts of the track have been or clip have been separated. Again, normally you'd have to link them, but in this case they're already linked. So I am going to do an in and out on the timeline. Set the playhead to where I want this audio to begin. And then I'm going to do an overwrite edit. Okay, so that audio clip is going to fit right in that spot. And when I play this, should be fun.
Use it as a Halloween prop. So if you ever hear...
And there you have it.